Good afternoon. My name is Craig Barnett. I'm the Executive Director of the ACHA. Today is Monday, March 30th, 2020, and I'd like to take some time to give a report to our membership during this difficult time with the COVID-19 situation to ensure that we are providing some updates and some important information to our membership in a timely fashion. I appreciate everybody's time to listen to this presentation. From a broad perspective, we are certainly seeing a lot of people out there that are sacrificing their time away from family to help others in need. We are so grateful for those people, including many of you on this presentation that I'm speaking to, and we're very thankful for that. Our lives have definitely changed over the last 2-3 weeks, and hockey is a game of adjustments. Therefore, I strongly believe that many of us, our student athletes, our coaches, our people involved in the ACHA, because of our passion for hockey, that we are ready and willing and able to adjust to this new lifestyle that we have to abide by to ensure that everybody stays safe and sound so we can continue in the near future to prepare for the 2021 season. Last night we had a staff call with our commissioners and our hockey operations staff, and I wanted to reiterate some points that we made and to update our membership based on that meeting. I have some notes here in front of me that I will continue to glance at to ensure that I address the points that were brought up on our call last night. Typically, last night would have been the final day of our national tournament down in Dallas, in which we would have handed out the last 2 national championship trophies. Typically, and what we planned for is next month that we would have seen many of our ACHA members, down in Naples at the annual meeting, in which we would have time to reflect on the season and plan accordingly moving forward. Unfortunately, during this time, we will not have those opportunities. Therefore, I feel it is important to use these types of opportunities with a video or even emails to keep our membership updated. So last night, we used our conference line to talk about the season and some of the items I'm going to address now. But before I start that, I would like to take this time to address our membership and remember Sam Kelly. Sam Kelly, our M3 commissioner, we lost last week in his battle with his sickness, and he will be tremendously missed by many here in the ACHA. I thank many people that stepped up to send their support and send their love to the Kelly family, and also those that stepped up to help the Kelly family by setting up a GoFundMe account, which you can find on the website to support the Kelly family. So Sam will be missed. Many of you knew Sam a lot better than I did. I first met him 25 years ago when he was with IUP, and I was starting a brand new hockey program at the University of Findlay. He was very passionate about the game, very passionate about the ACHA, and as I said, he will be tremendously missed, and we send all our love to the Kelly family. Last night we discussed many topics on our call, starting with the national tournament. I want to update everybody on some issues or some points regarding the national tournament. First of all, I'd like to thank our staff, our commissioners, and our membership. During the time that we were trying to figure out if we were going to move forward with the national tournament or have to cancel the national tournament, there was a lot of important information that needed to be communicated to many different people, especially our membership. I feel that message was sent accurately in a quick fashion, in an efficient fashion, and I really appreciate everybody's help. I appreciate our membership understanding of the situation and how they took that. It's certainly not a decision that any of us wanted to make, especially for our student athletes, but certainly the right decision for our student athletes, our coaches, our staff, and our families. But I appreciate how everybody handled it, how quickly we responded, how quickly our membership received it, and how understanding they were to get this unfortunate news. I'd like to thank the Dallas Stars, the City of Frisco, our partners and sponsors, as they were very cooperative with us. They were very understanding of the situation and handled themselves with total professionalism that we greatly appreciate. For the teams that qualified for the national tournament, we're in the process right now of collecting our team banners and our magnets and so forth to send to you as a tribute and congratulations way to remember that you qualified for the 2020 national tournament. I know it doesn't do a lot, especially for the student athletes and the way they felt and how hard they worked all year to get there. But this is a nice way that we could thank you and congratulate you on earning your spot in the national tournament for 2020. Please bear with us as we collect all those items in one location to get them off to you. I would assume it's going to take a 3-4 week process to get this completed, but we congratulate those teams, the 72 teams amongst our 5 divisions, upon qualifying for the national tournament, and hopefully you'll find a place for these in your locker room, in your arenas, or at your school to display the team banners and your locker room magnets. The All-Star Challenge for M3. We had an All-Star Challenge event scheduled in April in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton for many players to try out for the select team. Obviously, we have postponed that. There's no further details at this point until we understand what we can do with the select team for next year. And as details come together, we will update everybody on that situation. Regarding the annual meeting in Naples, often that is a time where we conduct our business and update our membership on the past season and what is coming forth. So for some items relative to the annual meeting, first, I'd like to start with the proposals that were presented by our membership that are currently on the SurveyMonkey for consideration to be either added to the general session agenda or to your divisional breakout session agenda. For those proposals that are reflective specifically for the general session, those proposals will be tabled until next year. For the proposals that were reflective for the breakout sessions within your respective divisions, there's still an opportunity for our commissioners to evaluate those and perhaps, if it can be done in an efficient, proactive way, to have all of our membership within that division partake in the exercise of discussing and voting upon those specific proposals. That can still be done. The commissioners are evaluating the proposals now. We're in the process of getting them the information from the SurveyMonkey to determine if there's anything within your division that really should be looked at right now that will affect next year. If that is the case, we will be working with our commissioners, and hopefully our membership will partake in this to address those issues immediately. For those proposals that are not very important to look at right away, then they will be tabled for next year as well. The end of year reports. Every year in April, a day or two prior to our general session, the ACHA Board of Directors has a meeting, and at that time we present our end of the year reports. There's an executive director report, a director of hockey operations report, and a treasurer's report regarding our financial situation. The board of directors and the ACHA will be having a meeting again late April. This will be done through a conference call. At that time, those end of year reports will be presented to the board. And once that meeting is concluded, shortly thereafter, we will be sending those reports out to our membership, so you can be caught up with any updates that took place during those meetings. We often in Naples have our Coach of the Year and Hall of Fame meetings. The Coach of the Year selections per division are currently going on that the commissioners are dealing with. And if you haven't seen anything yet, please stay patient. You should see something shortly. Regarding the Hall of Fame, we have a committee that collected nominations this year and went through the process. And I'm happy to say that there has been a member selected to be part of the class of 2020 ACHA Hall of Fame. I have had conversations with that person a couple different times, and that person is very excited to have been selected. Until we figure out what the process is going to be at this point for next year, we will not provide the details until we have the full story. Once that happens, we will let everyone know who was selected for the 2020 ACHA Hall of Fame, and those details hopefully will happen very soon. As far as the national tournament for 2021, we're excited now to have our focus on the Boston area in New England. We're very excited to be next March in the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts, hosted by the City of Marlborough and the Boston Bruins. Working with our commissioners right now to include them with the early stages of the national tournament schedule per division. And they should be getting those relatively soon and providing some feedback for us so we could make sure that our ducks are in a row with the schedule. What's exciting for me and important for me is this is an opportunity to have all 5 divisions under the same roof competing for 5 individual national championships. It's going to be an exciting atmosphere in the New England Sports Center. They have 8 hockey rinks under one roof. And we will have an environment there that hopefully our student athletes and everybody there will enjoy. It may be a little chaotic at times, but we're used to chaos. But it will be organized chaos with a lot going on to make that building lively in the month of March next year in Boston. So we're looking forward to that. We've also been working on a couple different big projects, and I'm happy to say that in the coming weeks you should see 2 different announcements about some two big decisions that have been made. Very excited about this, and hopefully you will feel the same way once you see these announcements that should be coming out relatively soon. We will continue to go through talking with our staff right now at the end of the year. We have staff reviews that we talk with our staff members about. We look at the good, the bad, the ugly. How can we improve? How can we do things differently to enhance our student athletes' experience? And that's on the forefront right now. And that was part of our conversations last night with our staff call. As I mentioned, you should be seeing a posting relatively soon, a job posting for a men's Division III commissioner. It's not a bad idea for people out there now to maybe be thinking within your group of network of maybe a real strong candidate that you would like to nominate for that position. Once the job posting is posted, that process will go in place, and we will have a committee in place to interview the top candidates and find a Men's Division III commissioner. At this time, specifically to Men's Division III, I'd like to thank personally Sarge Day for all your work this year, stepping up and helping the situation when Sam was unable to do so. He was surrounded by a great group of regional coordinators, and kudos to M3 for what you accomplished this year. As far as hockey operations goes, Mo Stromel and Dave Kurtz gave some information last night to our group or to our staff, and just a hodgepodge of stuff here that I think is important for our membership to understand right now. One is eligibility. Certainly, with the way the situation is right now with many colleges and universities doing online courses and so forth, I know that there's some schools that are using a pass-fail grade right now. We're all aware of that. How does that affect eligibility? That's a great question. So we're staying on top of that right now. We're using the NCAA as a resource, how they are handling that. But at this time, they're really not focused on the pass-fail grade right now. They're just trying to focus on getting through the semester. So we're aware of it. Any information that we get, we'll immediately provide to our membership to ensure that the student athletes that you have on your team are doing the appropriate thing to be eligible for next year. Our commissioners are currently working on lots of different things, including the All-American academic teams. If you have not received correspondence about that, you should relatively soon, but we're starting to collect that information to celebrate our student athletes that qualify to be an All-American on the academic team. Community Service Awards, VP, Men's Division I VP Gordy Schaeffler is running with that, managing that topic. That's a great award for for a school in each division. We have so many schools that do so many great things for their community. It's very important for us to acknowledge those teams that give back to their community, and we always have 5 great winners, one per division, that earn the Community Service Award. So you should see some announcements coming on that. I know the memo was sent out last week for nominations, and hopefully our membership can partake in that. Processes for next year, for 20-21 season. We have declaration processes, registration processes, and so forth. Last year was a new process for us. we felt that it went fairly well, but we also understand it wasn't as smooth as we hoped it to be. We were working very diligently internally and also with USA Hockey throughout the last 6 months to look at ways to improve that, and we feel very good about streamlining that process for our membership moving forward. So that is a priority for us. We actually have a phone call with USA Hockey later on today, on Monday, March 30th, to start looking at getting the processes in place so we can communicate that to our membership. As far as the coaches go, coaches CEPs, obviously because of the COVID-19 situation, there's difficulties, and right now there are no opportunities to advance your education and attend those coaching clinics. So we are waiting word now to see how USA Hockey is going to handle that. That is a conversation we are currently in. As those details are finalized, we will let our membership know and the coaches know ASAP so they know what they have to do in order to be eligible to be behind the bench and on the ice for us next year. Next year is also an NCAA rule change year. We will be monitoring what kind of rules are being evaluated and discussed right now at the NCAA level, since we use NCAA rules for the most part. Please be aware that the challenge the ACHA have with that is that those rules really don't come to completion and approval until August sometime. So it's very important for us to stay on top of that and for us to communicate to our teams what the rule changes may be for next year. As we learn, we will communicate, and as they finalize, hopefully any rule that is adopted next year will not be a big surprise because we saw it coming and we've had discussion about it. But it's very important for our membership to know it is a rule change year next year. As far as the M2 and M3 regional tournaments go, we are in the process now of completing our RFP to send out for both 2021 and 2022. We would like to have this 2 years out right now so our membership can plan accordingly in terms of travel, in terms of sending teams to the regional tournaments, and so forth. So if if you're listening to this message and you have an interest as a team, as a league, as a facility to host the 2021 and or 2022 regional tournaments for men's division 2 or 3, please reach out to us. Let us know so we can send you an RFP once they are completed. Finally, I just encourage everybody to stay in communication with your commissioners during this time. Any questions you have, please reach out to them. You can reach out to myself or you can reach out to Hockey Operations. You should start seeing a lot of information coming your way in regards to next year. So at this time, I'd like to thank you very much for listening to our message. Hopefully you found this beneficial. We will have a newsletter out to our membership after the April Board of Directors meetings, which will include several things from this presentation, but many from our Board of Director meeting. And until then, please stay safe, please wash your hands, and please be kind.